Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to show you my two favorite premium tanks in the game, and there's a reason that I am showing you these two, because Wargaming have decided to sell both of these tanks together, hopefully. So by the time this video releases, I'm hoping Wargaming hasn't changed the schedule and they have got these two tanks in the store. If they haven't, then it doesn't matter. If it's not in store and Wargaming have changed, then it doesn't matter. I'm still going to talk about the tanks anyway for when they do eventually come back in store. But if they do come back, if they are in store, then they should hopefully be as a pair, and you can get them obviously for a little bit. You can get them on their own, or you can get them together for a bit of a discount. Now I think together you can get them for around 17.5k gold, 17k gold. So you put that in hindsight, that's okay. That's a bit more expensive than two premium tier 8 premium tanks, but guys, these are fantastic premium tanks and they are both my favorite tanks. The first one we're going to look at is the Carnarvon Action X. Now this is fantastic. It's got fantastic armor, it's got okay speed, it's got fantastic DPM, penetration is pretty good, 2700 DPM on this tank. Going with the gun depression, I think what, 10 degrees of gun depression, something like that, you can really make this tank work. It doesn't have the best of holes. I mean, the hole isn't as bad, it's not fantastic, it's not going to get you too many bounces, but you can still, if they shoot your upper plate, you can still get bounces. But how to play this tank is definitely go and hold down, get on a ridge, go hold down and just use that gun depression. Also, because of the quick firing gun, perma-tracking tanks is absolutely so fun to do. And when you can perma-track a tank, literally, there's nothing more better. I would prefer to perma-track a tank, taking him down from full hit points to death, than ammo racking a tank, you know, because ammo racking, it's just like, oh, okay, I've got ammo rack, see you later. When you're getting perma-tracked, that player must be getting so frustrated that he just cannot do anything. And when you are using a tank with a 3-second reload, yeah, it's fun. They just haven't got time, and when they do have time to repair their track, 3 seconds later it's gone again. So yeah, the Action X, the Carnarvon Action X, is just an amazing tank to play. Definitely worth it, 100%. It is one of my go-to tanks to have a little bit of fun. It's enjoyable to play. You can say it is a little bit overpowered, but it's not too overpowered, but it is a little bit overpowered. I mean, the turret is very, very strong. The DPM is very, very good. So putting all that together, it does make just a fantastic tank. And if this is in the garage, it's one that I would definitely recommend you buying. The next up, which is one of my favorites again, which is probably at the moment my favorite premium tank in the game, is the Pajeto 46. Now this is an auto reloading gun, which is probably why I do love it so much. I probably wouldn't love it if it was a single shotgun or if it was an auto loader. I just think the auto reloader makes this tank work really, really well. Now the penetration isn't the best, the DPM isn't the best, only 2000 DPM, which is pretty low, but it is an auto reloader after all. They are never sort of really big in DPM anyway. Now obviously, if you haven't got this tank, you can play a tank just like this, which is the Pantera. Stat wise, the Pantera is better than this, but I think this one has more alpha, and I think for me it just feels better. It feels more like a Leopard 1, and I love the Leopard 1. The Leopard 1 is my all-time favorite tank, which is probably why I love this tank. I love tanks like the Standard B because they all play like the Leopard 1. Especially this with the auto reloader. It doesn't have too long of a reload, so you can play it any way you want. You can play it either as a single shotgun, fire your gun, and excuse me, and you've only got sort of a 4.9 second reload, so to get the shell back, which isn't that much. I mean, you're going to shoot, well, it's more than 4.9 seconds because you have the intra clip as well, which is only, what, 2 point something seconds, 2.5 seconds, something like that. So you've only got really sort of a 6 second or so reload in between each shell, which isn't a lot. So you can either play it as a single shotgun, or you can just play it using all 3 shells and then reload in the last shell if you have to, again, which isn't too bad. Or you can play it as an auto loader, where you just sort of shoot 3 shells, reload all 3, shoot 3 shells. So the intra clip is not bad at all. You can see the reload. You sort of, you're shooting, you've got a 6.2 second reload to reload the second shell. So it's not bad. I mean, the reload is coming on now. We're going to reload 4 point something seconds for your second shell, plus the and then 5.2 seconds or so for your last shell. So it's an enjoyable tank. You've got 2.5 second intra clip to add on to that as well. But the HE, we're going to maximize our DPM here. Well, if we wouldn't miss, the tanks are pretty difficult to ace, to be honest. Because they are played really, really well, they are very difficult to ace. This one especially, and the Carnarvon Action X is just really, really hard to ace. But they are both, one's British, one's Italian. So I don't know why the Wargaming have actually got these both together. It doesn't really make sense for me, but you know, my two favourite, maybe that's why they're doing it, you know. Meadsy's 2 favourite premium tanks. Let's sell them both. Let's sell them both. Who knows? But I would definitely recommend, if you do have the gold, at least they are back for gold and not money or crates or anything like that. So if you do have 18,000 or 17,000 gold just sitting around, you won't get 2 better premium tanks than these 2. What I love more about them is they're different, you know, like they're not your standard heavy 122mm, 120mm gun Russian heavy premium tank. They're both completely different. The Carnarvon Action X, okay, that you have the Carnarvon, you have the Centurion, they're both pretty similar. But it's different to your usual premium tanks that you get. So definitely recommend buying them, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.